Next type, pole. An isolated singularity is said to be pole. When it is said to be pole, if the limit of the function z tends to z naught mod f of z is infinity. For removable, the limit exists and finite, and that's why we can remove it. For pole, the limit does not. You can't say does not exist. We just can say the limit z tends to z naught mod f of z is infinity. Or pole is very easy to understand by looking at the example. By looking at example, we can clearly say. Why? Because, see, for example, f of z is equals to 1 by z minus 2. Now, if I put z is equals to 2 here, it will be 1 by 0, infinity. The limiting value is also will be infinity. So, it has a pole at z is equals to 2. Here also, if I take the limit z tends to z naught mod f of z at z tends to 3, no? See, if I put 3 here, 3 minus 3, 0, 1 by 0, infinity. So whenever the example is in this form, clearly you'll get to know that it has a pole at z is equals to 2. Denominator becomes 0 and 1 by 0 is not defined. Means at that point the function is not analytic and it is a singularity, but it is a pole type of singularity. Now here there are simple pole and pole of order m. If my function is in the form of g of z by z minus z naught, earlier example we have seen, see here if we consider g of z as 1 and z minus z naught, what is our point here? 2. At z is equals to function has problem, so z naught means this is pole of order 1. Now why I am saying pole of order 1 or simple pole? The degree of this term z minus z naught is 1. That's why it is called as a simple pole or pole of order 1. If it is a pole of order 1, clearly the function will be in this form, g of z, and the numerator function will be analytic and its value at that pole will not be 0. Okay? Will not be 0. If the function f is in the form of f of z is equals to g of z by z minus z naught raised to m, where g is analytic and g of z naught not equals to 0, then we say that f has a pole of order m, means degree of this term. Here it was 1, so simple pole. Degree of pole of order 1 is simple pole. Here degree of this term is m, means it is pole of order. Okay. Now following statements are equal. If f has a pole of order m at z naught, then f looks like g of z by z minus z naught raised to m. The term which makes denominator 0 will clearly we can see z minus z naught raised to m, and m means it has pole of order m where g is analytic and g of z naught is non-zero. I mean numerator term will be analytic. Because of this term we are getting denominator as 0 and hence this has pole of order m. Now this is a Lorentz series expansion. If it has a pole of order m, there will be m terms in the denominator. See, here z minus z naught is only one term, and that's why coefficient of this term 1 by z minus z naught is denoted by a minus 1. This minus 1 denotes z minus z naught is in the denominator. Minus m is in, this is the coefficient of z minus z naught raised to m, 1 by z minus z naught raised to m. This Lorentz series we are going to see in detail in next slides, so don't worry about it. These are some theorems. You can say 1 by, if f has pole of order m, then 1 by f has 0 of order m. Zeros of analytic functions, nothing but roots of analytic function. Limit z tends to z naught, z minus z naught raised to m plus 1, f of z will be equals to 0, and limit z minus z naught, so limit z tends to z naught, z minus z naught raised to m, f of z will have singularity, removable singularity at z naught if f has pole of order m at z naught. All these statements are equivalent. Now we'll see with an example. See how my functions looking. Some function in the numerator g of z divided by z minus 2 bracket square, because if we put z is equals to 2, denominator becomes 0. That means at z is equals to 2 function is not analytic, and it is in the form of g of z by z minus z naught raised to m. So z is equals to 2 is pole of order. What is here? 2. Pole of order 2. Now for this example, for this in the denominator we have two parts, two terms actually. One is sin pi z and another is z minus a whole square. By looking this example, this part you can just clearly say z is equals to a is a pole of order 2. But what about this? Sin pi z also becomes 0 for which values? We know sin pi z is equals to 0 if we consider sin theta equals to 0 for all n pi where n belongs to z, means pi z is equals to 0, means for all z is equals to n belongs to integers. Here my denominator becomes 0 again, and these are also poles of order 1, and that's why this is a simple pole. Next.